Ayo, what is up, everybody? Coach Chad here, the CEO of the Act First Closing Academy, and welcome into day 18 of 30 days to a higher close rate, where I take a struggling online coach and increase his close rate in just 30 days. And guess what? I got an awesome update for you guys. We started this at 11%, and drum roll, please, we are at 40%, baby. We're at 40% close rate. Once again, super proud of Hunter. Just proud of everything, man. Like, let's fucking go. That's so cool. We've only had 18 calls together, and his close rate's at 40%. He's extremely coachable, makes the whole process really easy. But anyways, today we are breaking down, I don't have the time, now isn't the right time, let's do this in a month from now or some later date from now. We're going to be breaking down that sales objection. So let's get into it. All right, before we get into the objection handling role play, I wanted to give you guys the actual breakdown of the objection we're working on today, which once again is now is not the right time, or I don't have time, or let's do this, let's revisit this a month from now, right? Any variation in that, you're going to use this objection handling framework. Excuse me. Got something in my throat. All right. So the very first line is very important. Okay. It's going to disarm them. So basically what you're going to say is, hey, totally get if now is not the best time. And to be honest, you might be right. And that's the important part, saying, and to be honest, you might be right. But just to make sure, is it cool if I ask you some questions? Like, that's the exact tonality that I would use. So agree with them, disarms them, and then open the door to dig a little bit further. Okay. Now, they're going to say yes. So the very next thing we want to do is we want to re-bring up the why that we got in the discovery section. So I would say, hey, just to get started here. So I know earlier in the conversation, we talked about how it's really important for you to lose these 50 pounds because you want to be the best possible husband and the best possible father to your family. I just want to make sure, like, that's still important to you, right? That's the exact tonality I would use. It's obviously a rhetorical question. If they said no, then like, what are we doing here? We're 60 minutes into a call. So they're going to say yes to that. Okay. The second one is also a rhetorical question. So basically I'll say like, I figured that. And also assuming like, regardless of what happens on today's call, like you're still going to need to find a solution to reach that goal. Is that right? Obviously they're going to say yes. But what we're doing here is we're re-bringing up the emotional reason why they got on the call in the first place. Okay, now that we've kind of like, checked off some boxes, now we're getting into the meat of the objection handling here. All right. And this is 6 months if you do. I like to say 12 months. So I'll just say 12 months if you do, 12 months if you don't. Okay. Now here's the exact way that I frame this. So I say, all right, man, can I level with you? Is that okay? They say yes. And I'm going to say, all right, look, I think you're kind of at a crossroads in your life, right? You can go one direction, right, which is kind of the direction that you're currently going, or we can go a different direction. But let's go ahead and just entertain these two roads. So let's say right now you decide, like, you know what, I am too busy. Now isn't the right time. I'll do this later on, right? And nothing changes with the goal, right? You stay exactly the same. What would life look like 12 months from now if that was your reality? What else? What else? What else? Really get them to talk about what happens if they don't make this change. Okay, then you say, all right, cool. Look, that's the negative stuff. Let's flip it and go positive. Okay, let's say today that you finally decide, no matter how busy I am, I'm going to find a way to get resourceful and reach this goal. 12 months from now, you're down, and then paint the picture, right? 12 months from now, you're down to 50 pounds. You're feeling more confident. What would life look like if that was your reality? What else? What else? What else? Have them paint that positive vision. All right. And then very subtly, you're going to say, once they're done painting that positive vision, you're going to say, and are you willing to settle for anything less than the perfect vision that you just painted for me? They're going to say no. Boom. We just tied down that they are no longer interested in waiting, more or less. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to say, look, I didn't think so. Look, I know you're an action taker, and I know life is really busy right now, and I know it seems hectic, but the truth is life is always going to be busy, right? I also know the truth is that this is really important for you. Like, reaching this goal is really important for you. So are you open to getting resourceful with your time so we can find a way to make this work so you could reach this goal? They say yes. Boom. Now we're on the same side of the table. Okay. I invited them to figure this out together. Okay, they're following my leadership. Then I follow that by saying, great. So look, we've done all the math for you. Like the minimum effective dose to be successful in our program, and then you just have to tell them what the time is 5 hours a week. Do you think you can find 5 hours a week in order to reach this goal? If they say yes, you ask for the commitment. Awesome. Well, hey man, what do you say? Are we committing to this and losing these 50 pounds once and for all? If they say no, you say, hey, no worries. Like, are you still in a resourceful state to figuring this out? They say yes. Then we take a deeper look into their calendar, see where they are spending time that is not as powerful as reaching this goal. Cool. All right. That's the actual breakdown. Now let's get into the role play.
Well, dude, like I said, we run muscle discipleship for 6 months. So there are two ways to get there. The first option is $4,000 on a payment plan. The other is $3,200 paid one time in full. So that's an $800 discount to go that route. So for you right now, what works better? Is it more of a payment plan or a paid in full?
If anything, it'll be a payment plan. I'm just honestly like not sure if now is the best time for me to be tackling all this.
Dude, I totally get it, man. I totally understand if it's not the best time. And maybe you're right. I don't know, But just to be 100% sure, just to do our due diligence, is it cool if I ask you some questions?
Yeah, that's fine with me.
Well, dude, just to start out, like why or is, this goal of, losing 50 pounds, getting your wife's attraction back, leading your home better, leading your marriage better, like, is that still important to you?
Still important to me.
Dude, I figured for sure, man. And assuming, you still need to find a solution either way to reach that goal, right?
Yeah, at some point. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, awesome, man. Well, dude, we kind of went through this earlier, but I'd love to do it again. Like, what would your life look like 12 months from now?
Paint the vision.
Paint division. Okay, yeah. So, so man, I know earlier you spoke to this, and you've kind of been at this crossroads a few times already. Yeah, like of like needing to get this done, not sure if it's the right time, not sure if, you can make it all work, right? And I think the best thing we can do again is just to kind of look down both of these roads, right? One where nothing happens, one where everything happens. And so, what would life look like, say, 12 months from now, if you do not reach this goal?
Okay, so when I say use the time as leverage, here's what I mean. I'll role play it for you.
Yeah, yeah,
So I would say, right now I really think like you're at this big inflection point in your life, right? We can go one
yeah.
way or we can go the other. Now, if we decide that we are too busy and in 12 months from now we
Okay.
haven't reached this goal, what would life look like if that was the outcome? And then if I was going to reverse that, I would say, okay, cool. Now, the opposite of that, right, going more positive here is yes, you agree that you are busy, but you choose to commit and find a way anyways. 12 months from now, you either reach the goal or come close to reaching the goal. What would life look like if that was the path you chose? So
Mhm.
just using this decision of time to create that vision of both paths.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, so yeah, man. I mean, again, it feels like you're at this crossroads, right? Because I know you might not have time. I don't have time. Like everybody's busy, and there is definitely this path where you keep kind of making that concession, right? I don't have time. This can't work, right? Or, on the other hand, you decide that it is the time. So, like, if you were to say, now is not the time, again, I know you've been here before, you've been at this crossroads before, man, what does life look like in 12 months? If this is another moment where you say, I have no time to do this.
Much better. Well, honestly, man, like we talked about, like I've a couple of times have done this, and every time I just keep getting more and more weight. At first, it
Mhm.
was 20 pounds, then it was 50 pounds. Now it's literally at 100 freaking pounds, man. I can't believe
Yeah.
that. So probably would just continue to go down that trend.
Hmm. Yeah, man. Now, that's very possible. That's what most guys in this position will do, 100%. So, on the other hand, right, um, if you kind of notice this trajectory in you, right, you notice this pattern in you, and you say, hey, you know what? What the hell? I'm going to fix this. I'm going to make it the time. I'm going to be resourceful. I'm going to figure it out. What does life look like in 12 months from there? Like when you do actually go and do this and make it to that goal, what does life look like?
A greater sense of pride, hopefully close to losing the full 100 pounds, but it would feel like a big monkey off my back, honestly.
Yeah. What else comes to mind?
Well, that monkey off my back and losing the weight would, better sex life, better leadership. I'd probably show up to church again. I kind of quit a lot of things that I like to do, and that's one of the things.
Mm, yeah, dude. So you realize that in 12 months you could be in a spot where all of those things are reality.
Could be.
That's really, really cool, man. I love that. I mean, I have to ask, like, are you willing to settle for anything less than that perfect vision that you just painted for me?
No, I'm not.
No, I didn't think so, man. I didn't think so. I know you're an action taker, right? You everywhere else in your life, you're an action taker, dude. That's one thing I noticed about you, but you haven't taken action here. And so, since this is so important to you, and I know this is a busy season, dude. I'm in the same shoes. I get it all, man. But are you open to getting resourceful with your time so that we can find a way to make this work?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, awesome, man. And so, like I said, earlier in this call, the minimum effective dose to be successful in our program is just 5 hours a week. Okay. So, can you commit 5 hours a week to make this happen?
Yes. Okay,
Yes, for sure.
good. That flow, easy, right?
Yes.
Memorizable.
Yeah, I think it's just kind of getting, especially the crossroads kind of fork in the road, just getting some of that language a little bit more normal in my head. Um, because
Yep,
I think that's where a part where I feel like I could really like kind of, you
that's the
know,
part. That's the
dig
selling.
the knife,
That's
is kind
that's
of,
it.
yeah.
That's the part because yeah, you're painting the vision of if you continue to use this as an excuse, or the busy's still going to be there, but if you overcome it, this is what life could look like too.
Mhm.
If you fuck that, sorry, I don't know if your kids can hear me, but
Yeah,
if you screw that part up, then you're not going to close the deal.
yeah, for sure.
Cool. All right, rep
I love
one.
that.
Let's get number two.
Cool. Let's go. Yeah, man. So like I said, we run muscle discipleship for 6 months. So there's two ways to get there. The first way is $4,000 on a payment plan. The other way is $3,200 paid one time in full. So you get an $800 discount to go that route. So for you right now, what works better? Is it more of a payment plan option or paid in full?
It's probably going to be a payment plan, but honestly, I'm just not sure if now's the right time. Like, like really busy with kids and things like that.
Dude, I totally get it, man. I'm right there with you. My daughter is sleeping in the back right now, so I get it, man. And dude, you might be right, right? You might not have the time. This might not be the right time, right? But just to be 100% sure, just to do our due diligence, right? Just to solve this problem, is it cool if I ask you a few questions?
Yeah, hit me.
Okay, man. And so, dude, to start, like, is losing these 50 pounds, getting your energy back, getting your wife's attraction back, leading your marriage, leading your family better, fixing your mindset, like, is all of this still important to you?
Yes, I would look like a bullshitter if I said no at this point.
Yeah, no, I know, man. I figured. And so, I'm assuming either way, no matter what happens on this call, like, you still need to find a solution to reach that goal, right?
That's yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, for sure, man. And so, dude, again, you're kind of at this crossroads, right? You're at this fork in the road. We spoke about this earlier. You shared with me, like, you've been here several times, right? It's kind of this wake up call moment, and you're realizing, like, dude, I'm in a bad spot. Things have gone pretty wrong, but I also see the other side of the road. I see what life could be like, right? Um, and that's just a turning point for you, right? Again, you're here right now, again, and so there's a road, there's a path where you just decide, hey, I'm too busy. And I just keep doing everything exactly the same, man. There's another road where you decide, I'm going to make it happen, right? I'm going to make sure that this happens. And so if you look down that road, that path where you don't change anything, right? Everything stays exactly the same. What is life going to look like in 12 months from now?
Well, you mentioned like my wife's not really attracted to me, so that's really like really tanked my confidence.
Hmm.
Obviously, I haven't been going to the gym. I haven't been going to church. Kind of like stopped hanging out with my guy buddies and really just been living in isolation. So
Mm,
probably just continue to go down that path, and maybe that leads to actual clinical depression. I don't know what the next step is, but that would be it.
yeah. Yeah, man. That would be what you are making time for, right? In a way. What else comes to mind?
That's the big thing, man. Like I just
Okay.
want my wife back and my life back.
Yeah, for sure, man. So, dude, flipping to the other road, to the positive road, like let's say you commit to this goal and you actually reach it. Like all of those things you shared to me that you want to see happen in your life, you actually get there. What would life look like then in 12
I'm going
months
to
from
be a
now?
real stickler.
Yeah.
Just say that, but tie the time back in again.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So, flipping to the other road, to the positive road, let's say that you make the decision to go all in, to say, I don't care if I don't have time. I don't care if it's the right time or not. And you just say, I'm going to decide that this is the time, right? You get in the game, you get off the sideline, you get into action, you actually start achieving these things, and you get to this goal of, 50 pounds down. All of these things are improved in your life. You actually get to this goal, right? What would life look like then in 12 months?
Well, I mean, hopefully the opposite of the negative, right? Hopefully I no longer have signs of depression. My wife is attracted to me. We're going on dates again. It almost feels like a new honeymoon phase.
Mhm.
And yeah, hopefully I get my life back. I miss my friends. I miss going to the gym. I miss doing all these things. And it's just not happening.
Mm. What else? Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
Dude, it's amazing. Yeah. So, I mean, I have to ask you, are you willing to settle for anything less than that perfect vision that you just painted for me?
No, sir.
No, I didn't think so. I didn't think so. I mean, because I know you're an action taker, right? It's like everything else you crush, right? You do, but you have not crushed this, and it is crushing you now, right? And so, since this is so important to you, and look, dude, I know this is a busy season. I know it is. I'm in the same boat, bro. I have all the same issues that you have. I understand all of it, but this is important to you. And so, are you open to getting resourceful with your time so we can find a way to make this work?
Yes.
Yeah, awesome, man. And so, like I said earlier, dude, we figured all this out for you. So, the minimum effective dose to be successful in this program is only 5 hours a week. 5 hours. So, can you commit to 5 hours a week to make this happen?
I'll find a way.
Yeah, I love
Flawless. Okay. We're doing good.
it.
Do you think you could do it without looking at it?
um, I probably need one more
Want
because
to
there
try
was just,
it?
I
Since this is
think
our
that,
last,
yeah,
since this is our last one, you want to try?
let's try. Yeah, yeah. So, let me just, I need just like keywords. So,
Yeah. Take 30 seconds,
um,
get it, and then we'll hit it. Let me know when you're good.
yeah, let's just go for it.
Do it. All right, let's do
Okay.
it.
All right, man. So, like I said, muscle discipleship runs for 6 months. Okay. So, there's two options, two ways to get there. The first one is $4,000 on a payment plan. The other is $3,200 paid one time in full. So, an $800 discount to go that route. So, for you right now, what would work better? Is it more of a payment plan or just paying it off in full?
Man, like I really appreciate the whole call. Everything looks really good. We didn't really talk about it too much, but like I'm like changing jobs. Like we're
Mhm.
actually moving, like just a lot going on in life right now. So maybe we do this in like a month from now.
Yeah, for sure, dude. Man, I totally understand if it's not the time, or you don't feel like you have time, bro. You might be 100% right. I don't know, but just to do our due diligence, just to make sure, just to try to solve this problem. Do you mind if I ask a couple questions?
Yeah, hit me.
Yeah, man. So, like, I know this whole call we've been speaking about this goal, this dream of losing these 50 pounds, getting your wife's attraction back, like getting this kind of rekindled, amazing, passionate marriage, leading your kids better, having more energy for them, more clarity at work, more vision at work, all of this stuff, dude. It was amazing. I love the vision. So, like, is all of that still a priority for you right now?
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely, for sure, man. Um, and I'm assuming that, whether you do this or not, you're still going to need a solution to this problem, correct?
Yeah, at some point, I'm just trying to figure out when that point is.
Yeah, for sure, man. Well, dude, we spoke about this earlier. Like, this is still kind of the crossroads for you, right? Because the truth is, like, there will always be job changes. There will always be moves. There will always be something, dude. Like, I totally get it. I'm in the same exact shoes that you're in, right? But you're going to find yourself at this same crossroads again. You've already been here. You shared that earlier. Probably what was it, like 5 or 6 times? You've kind of been at this inflection point of like, I see where I've gotten. I see where I've not gotten. I'd have this dream. I see what life could be like if I really did, decide that I'm just going to make the time and make it work, right? And so, man, I'd love to just look down those two roads with you again, right? So, like, man, if you decide right now that, hey, this is not the time, that I don't have the time, and everything stays exactly the same, what does life look like in 12 months from now?
Very good job. Life looks like, I mean, probably worse. I know we're talking about like lack of leadership. My kid looks up to other men. Like I'm like really fat and morbidly obese, so like there's
Mhm.
nothing to look up to for me. The only thing I'm good at in my life is my job, and I'm kind of sick of that. I want other areas in my life to excel and not just be like a money making machine.
Mm, yeah. What else comes up? Is that it?
The big thing, man, is the thing that like really like hurt me was my kid looking up to other dudes on the internet
Mhm.
and not really taking a look at into me at all.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure, man. Because I could see that being a massive regret in you, right? Because that doesn't change. And your excuse will be, I didn't have time to be that, right? And so let's look down that other road. Like you decide that, hey, I might not have time. It might not be the right time, but who the hell cares, right? I'm going to be the pioneer. I'm going to be the leader. I'm going to be the action taker. And I make the time, right? I decide that this is going to be the moment where I get this done. Now, look 12 months down the road of that. What does that life look like when you really get your head in the game and achieve this goal?
Man, if I like truly felt like I was the leader in my family, it's one of the things that like I really only want, right? Like I said, like I'm a leader at work, but at home, like I'm just the guy who brings home the paycheck, and it kind of makes work not as fulfilling, and it makes
Hmm.
life not as fulfilling. And I'm just ready to step up in that area and be that person for my family.
Dude, I love that, man. So, like, I gotta ask, are you willing to settle for anything less than that perfect vision?
I don't think so. No.
No, no, you can't, man. You can't. And dude, like I said, man, I understand that you're busy, that things are changing. I agree. I'm right there with you, dude. I know, one of the things I say all the time is always something, right? Always something to kind of knock us off the path, to distract us, to keep moving from what we need. So, uh, will do. But man, at the same time, we need all of this math for you, right? And the minimum effective dose to be successful in this program is only 5 hours, right? 5 hours. So, do you know that you commit 5 hours a week to make this dream happen?
So close. You missed the resourceful.
Damn it.
So close.
Ah, okay.
Hit me with that resourceful and
So,
then we're almost done.
so wait, and that goes before the minimum
Yeah,
effective
yeah, yeah.
dose.
So you're right. You're like, bro, I knew it. I knew you're an action taker. Like, I also know this is like
That's
a
right.
really busy season for you. You know what to say. You got it.
Yeah, let me just go. Yeah, yeah. So, dude, I mean, you're right. Like, and here's the thing, man. I know you're an action taker, right? You go to work and you destroy everything, right? You dominate. You do super well. I know you have it in you, right? You 1,000% do. And also understand your season of life. Like, I'm in the same season of life, dude. Always something, always things to do, a million things to get checked off. But I do it. The guys in this program do it, right? And so, man, I just want to know, like, are you willing to be resourceful with your time, so that we can figure out a way for this to work, for this dream to become a reality in your life?
Perfect. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, man. And like I said, dude, we've done this math for you, right? Like the minimum effective dose to be to really achieve things within this program is only 5 hours a week. 5 hours. So do you think that you can give 5 hours a week to achieve this goal?
I'll find a way.
Yeah, of course you will, dude.
Go for the
Of course you
commitment.
will. And what was it?
All you gotta say is awesome, man. So what do you say? We committing to this once and for all?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, yeah. Well, dude, I love it, man. So what do you say? You dude, I gotta figure out that stupid line. It's like I know what it is, but like when I'm trying to say it, it's almost like I need to just like slightly
Say
put in my words.
whatever is comfortable for you.
Whatever my words are, because it's like it never comes out right, It's one of those things. Um, all right, man. So what do you say? Are you willing or no, no, this is what I'll say is, all right, man. So are you ready to make this commitment, to make the time, to make sure that now is the time and reach this goal?
Perfect. I love it. Yes, I am. And then just
Cool.
talk me through what you would do from here.
Yeah. So cool, man. I know, when I first asked this, kind of shared, what it'll take to get there. I know you mentioned a payment plan. Okay. And so that's totally fine. That's what a lot of guys do in this program. Typically, what we do there is we do a down payment and then figure out the rest, splitting out the rest afterwards. And so for a down payment, most guys are doing between $500 and $1,500 as a down payment. So out of that range, what would work best for you?
Bro, I'm so freaking proud of you. You're crushing it, man. This is good shit.
I
All right,
love
man.
it.